Now where we're really going here is at least to introduce the third category of prepositions, and these are prefixed prepositions. There are three prepositions that are simply consonants, one-letter consonantal prefixes that you can add to the beginning of a word. And these prefixed prepositions are beith, kaf, and lamed. Beith means in. It means a lot of other things. You're going to learn, as you did with Greek, that prepositions are the hardest words to translate in a language because they're very idiomatic to each language. But let's just start with a simple word. It can mean with, it can mean among, but for now let's just say in. Kaf means like. It's sort of your basic preposition of comparison. And lamed means to or for, usually in more of the indirect object or belonging to sense. That would be a slight difference from the other preposition el that means to or toward, which is more directional. Now, how are these prefixed? Here's the one thing you got to know. Okay? Prefixed prepositions are attached to the noun by means of a vocal schwa. A vocal schwa. So if we want to say they live in a city. Again, I'm using the word ear now for city. Okay? If we want to say in a city, what do we say? Here's the word for city. How do we add the preposition in? We simply add the prefix beith. It's going to have dagesh lene, right? And we're going to add it by means of a vocal schwa. It's that easy. All right? Rule of schwa. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. All right. What is rule of schwa? Okay. Here we've had an example of a word that begins with a schwa. Milakim. If we add the preposition to it, we're going to add the preposition, and for the exercise we were using lamed, with another schwa. This creates a monster. We cannot have two schwas. Well, wait a minute. Can you have two schwas together in here in Hebrew? Yeah. If and only if the first is silent and the second is vocal. By definition, a schwa at the beginning of the word must be a vocal. So we can't have two vocal schwas together. This was vocal, m-lachim. This is vocal, l-m-lachim. We now have two vocal schwas in a row. Can't do that. And the way they resolve the problem is by, say it again, da-da-da-da, rule of schwa. Rule of schwa. All right? Now, you already seem to know this. Rule of schwa says, when you have two vocal schwas together, how do you resolve it? The first one becomes a herrick. This makes perfectly good sense. It becomes a herrick. All right? The other way of expressing this is a little simpler. If you have two vocal schwas together, you erase a dot. I erased a dot and a half. That's too much. You erase a dot. The first one becomes a herrick. Don't ask me why. It just do. Okay? There you go. If you got two vocal schwas, the first one goes to herrick. I don't know if you can read this or not, but at least I can say I wrote it on the board. All right? This is two vocal schwas together. First one goes to herrick. All right? And here it is. All right? You've anticipated it. You can hardly wait. What happens here? Did you read this too? You guys are so darn smart. You read the book. What are you going to do here? All right, Adama means earth. We just had that, right? We want to say to earth. So we add our preposition, and again, plan A is to put a schwa there, right?
Right.
All right, put a schwa there. Now, having done, you know, I got a 50-50 chance every time I touch that button. That's as tight as we can get it. Now do you see that we've created the same problem because we have two vocal schwas, right?
Right.
It's the same problem, it's just that one of them happens to be a composite schwa, okay? So what happens now? The first vowel has to change, but instead of going to Herrick, it's going to do what? Did you read this? It's going to go to whatever short vowel is there in the composite schwa, which in this case is a pathak. Let me rewrite this one up front here, where I hope we can see it a little bit more clearly. What's our word? Adama. Can you see this? Man, do I yearn for chalk. All right, Adama. Can you still see that? All right, if we're going to add the preposition here, lamed, ooh, bad lamed, we want to do schwa. Once again, we've got two vocal schwas. What happens, it's as though this schwa peeks in here and says, what's the short vowel of the composite schwa that's there? I want to become a short vowel, see? Because the pattern is to become a short vowel and a closed syllable. I want to become a short vowel. Which short vowel do I become? Well, it's whatever this short vowel is. Remember that the composite schwa is a composition, a composite of a short vowel plus the two dots of the schwa marker. So you have a short vowel already there, and the schwa here is replaced by whatever short vowel is there. Okay? And these two vowels sort of make a team now of a short vowel followed by a composite schwa. How many syllables are there? Yeah, this is a little tricky, all right? Technically, there should be 3 syllables, just like there were 3 syllables up here, all right? In actual fact, in pronunciation, because this, by definition, has to remain a vocal schwa, you probably pronounce this. La, dama. Now, what's your ruling on this? How many syllables here? You're a minimalist.
I'm a minimal.
So you would count 3. All right? And I would count 3. Because by analogy to what it's supposed to be, there are 3 syllables here. This just happens to be a vocal schwa in a position where you should have a silent schwa, but a vocal schwa by definition is vocal. I'm sorry, did I say that wrong? A composite schwa by definition is vocal. So they may have pronounced something there, la, the va, but if you were actually counting syllables metrically for getting the right